to another episode of Dose and a Half Cincos. This week we cover in our movie of the week, Jackass Forever. Oh my gosh, I just realized I can't spell, but it's fine.
Forever. Jackass Forever.
Dang it. You know,
He's my favorite three-point shooter. Kyle Forever.
Kyle Forever. Oh man, and I thought we were gonna have a flawless run today just because we didn't have the constant distraction from Ben.
Yeah, fuck
This week.
that guy.
Yeah, but well, I guess I normally would ask, hey Ben, what stupid movie did you watch this week? Oh, nothing. Excellent.
I watched an anime movie that I totally didn't pick, even though I did totally pick it.
You can pick anything off my Plex.
Yeah,
It's all anime. It doesn't have to be anime, but just pick something off the Plex. I don't know why the accent got worse and worse as we continue. Stu, did you see anything over the weekend besides Jackass Forever?
I saw lots of stuff. I feel like
Wow.
What'd I do? So I'm all caught up now on Boba Fett.
Okay.
Boba Fett. For those who tried to watch it and couldn't hang with it, just hang with it until like episode 3 or like towards the end of episode 4 or like midway through episode 4, it starts to pick up. So just hang in there.
Grit your teeth.
Keep watching it.
Has this changed? I know that you're one of the guys before this series was released had a very, I don't know, is it considered unpopular opinion, or just the other side of the coin that Boba Fett wasn't, Boba Fett. No, Boba Fett wasn't hot shit, essentially.
Yeah, I was told he was some hot shit when I was a kid. Very similar to Ben.
Greatest bounty hunter in all the galaxy.
Like he was like, this is before I'd seen any of the Star Wars, the original trilogy. And I was told like, oh, this Boba Fett, he's the dopest. Like, he is so cool. And then when I watched the movies, I'm like, okay, there's Boba Fett, but how is he's there for like 2 seconds in the background. And then in Return of the Jedi, we all know what happens. You know, he gets bumped into the Sarlacc pit. So then I was like, how the fuck is this guy? Why is everyone so hype over this guy?
Must be some source material that they're like, did I not do some prerequisite reading or something like that?
Maybe in the
deep
expanded universe, he's like super cool, but like, and then in the show, it's like, it's still like, okay, how is he cool again? Because so far it's just been like his sidekick doing everything. So
we know Lee Na's really cool, but when are you doing something?
Yeah, like, are you gonna do something, or what's going on? You just gonna sit in the chair, or?
So I'm assuming that you've gotten caught up and it hasn't changed your opinion at all.
Well, no, it's getting better. You just got to stick with it.
Okay. Well, because all I remember is from watching the episodes 4, 5, and 6, right? Was that he was really cool because he had rockets and stuff like that, and he had Slave One. That was the only thing, because he was so different than all the other ones, right? You were either a Jedi or you were a Stormtrooper, and then there's Bounty Hunter, right? It just sounds cool. That's how I kind of was introduced to him in the first place. So I was in that camp where I was just like, yeah, Boba Fett was cool, right? If you didn't think so, then you were pushed to the corner and beaten up as a kid. So I was just like, well, then yeah, he's cool.
Yes. Say he's cool. Okay, he's cool. Don't hurt me.
Boba Fett. Did you get a chance to watch anything else, or was that what you got caught up on?
I also watched the new season of Ozark. I finished that.
Oh, nice. What'd you think?
So that was, it's pretty good. And then shoot, I know I watched something else.
Yeah, you really hunkered down this weekend.
Yeah, I had a lot. Well, it's been a while since our last episode, so.
Oh yeah.
So that's it's also a factor. Shoot, what else did I watch? The Nightmare Alley movie that we were gonna review.
Excellent. I saw that as well. What did you think?
I thought it was a good movie, but once again, I've been like misled by the title. Uh, Here I am expecting Nightmare Alley, and all I got was a story about 1940s carnies who were turned into a con man or like a whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting it to be a horror movie.
Well, here's the thing: is Nightmare Alley is actually technically a recreate. It's a remake. There was a 1970s version, I think, of this particular movie.
Hmm.
And no, it's based off a book. And then they're from the 1940s, 1947 apparently. And then there's also a film somewhere that they created a reshoot. I agree with you. I actually thought we were going to get more like noir, like
Yeah, that was gonna be
LA.
like a
Yeah.
noir horror thing, but which would have been really
Hmm.
cool. But then that got me thinking. Then this thought has crossed my mind a couple times now, but then I never want to follow up on it because it's probably too much work. Is like I should try writing a like a screenplay or something to like go try to see what that process is like. But then
Mm.
I don't want to. It sounds like a lot of work. So
That sounds like you're spending a lot of time at Starbucks, but I don't.
yeah, it's a lot of Starbucks points you got to use and
Yeah. So yeah. Well, did you like the movie though, even though it wasn't what you were
yeah,
expecting?
yeah, it was a good movie.
Okay.
Like it was just like the whole time I'm like, is this the horror? No, okay. Is this the
Well, the
horror?
horror
No.
is the human. It's the person
The
that
human
you
condition.
become. Yeah.
The
Isn't that every movie that we watch nowadays?
real
That's
horror was the one we made along the way.
that sounds about right. If you had to give it a rating, just since you and I both have seen it and Ben's not here, so why not?
I
What would
give
you
it a
give it?
I give it an 8.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to give it. Um, I think it was well done. I feel like once you get towards the end,
Mhm.
you kind of lose the idea of what the motivation is, and then you
Right.
kind of get it gets wrapped up very very quickly, and it kind of makes you wish that there was kind of like a I don't know if about you, but I kind of wanted to see what happened 25 minutes after the ending,
Right, yeah. Yeah,
like how but obviously I don't want to go into too much spoilers, but maybe we'll wait till next week and then we could talk about it. But
yeah,
um
that movie also had like a ton of people in it. Like
oh yeah,
there's so many
the
people in that
list
movie.
was huge. So right, Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett, Rooney Mara, uh
Willem
Tony Collette was in
Dafoe,
this movie, Willem Dafoe.
the guy
um
from Mindhunter.
oh yeah, dude, when I saw that I was like, it's Mindhunter, dude. I didn't remember his name. I was just like, it's
Yeah,
Mindhunter, and everyone goes,
like
yeah, it is.
the
Ron
parent, right?
Perlman was in it,
Yeah,
Hellboy was
Ron
in it.
Perlman. The
Oh, Step Brothers, mom and
yeah,
dad.
the parents from Step Brothers were in it.
I was like, the hell, go to your room. No power
Yeah.
tools.
Oh, it's the toothbrush. Just
It's okay. I'm already done anyways. Yeah, Holt McElhaney, David
yeah.
Strathern or whatever, Richard Jenkins, and Mary Steenburgen. I just couldn't. It took a little while after seeing their character for me to kind of like think, okay, this is not the movie I was thinking of, right, or whatever
Right,
where we know them from. But
right.
yeah, I think it was well done. Willem Dafoe once again plays another crazy dude, and he does it really good. I mean, that's just his thing, I guess.
Yep.
So, alrighty, let's move over to the box office rundown really quick. Number one, at no surprise, with the Cinco bump, is Jackass Forever with 23 million. Number two, Moonfall with 9.8. Number three, Spider Man No Way Home. Number four, Scream. Number five, Sing 2. Number six, The Kingsman. Number seven, Redeeming Love. Number eight, American Underdog. Number nine, The 355. Number 10, Licorice Pizza. Falling out of the top 10 is Ben's favorite, West Side Story and Ghostbusters Afterlife. Any comments, questions, concerns?
Guess I'm surprised, but shouldn't be that Spider-Man is still carrying on in the top three.
Well, it's so far grossed 748 million as of last week, I believe. I heard some stat that they were $20 million short of breaking Avatar's domestic number, like of all time or something like that, or domestic or global, I don't remember, but One of those two. Like they're really, really close to breaking the record for highest grossing film of all time. Um, Something like that. Speaking of Spider-Man, I guess I would say this would be like a Cinco or Swimo, but can you guess which streaming platform will be receiving Spider-Man No Way Home, a joint Sony and Disney venture, when it
Is
leaves
it
leaves the theater?
is it not Disney Plus?
Oh, would that surprise you?
Yeah.
It is not Disney Plus. What would your second guess have been?
um. Well, let's see.
HBO, Netflix, Hulu?
I'm gonna say Hulu.
Also not Hulu.
Fuck. How about not Netflix?
It's it is not Netflix. That is correct.
Okay. Uh,
It's actually going to be
Amazon,
no, it's not Amazon Prime either. It's going to be
Apple
Stars.
TV,
Stars.
Stars. What? Oh, so that's. I think you can get that through Amazon.
Yeah, I mean that's the
That's weird though. Why?
because I guess because it is a joint venture and Sony owns the operating rights to all Spider-Man properties, they decided they want it to go to Stars first before it goes anywhere else. No Netflix, no HBO
Does
Max,
Fox
no
own
Disney Plus.
Stars
Sony does.
or Sony does? Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's going to happen sometime this year, but I thought that was extremely weird. But yeah, they're going to get that. Let's see what else is there. No, that's pretty much it. You got a pick for the Super Bowl that's coming up this week?
Well, we can't say Super Bowl. You got to say the big game
Why can't we say Super Bowl anymore?
because it's trademarked, and the NFL will come after us.
Oh, the Supreme Bowl.
Bolo de Supremo.
Actually, super in Spanish is also super.
Oh, El Super.
The big game, I guess. You have a pick? Who do you think
I
it
mean,
will be
I think
in
the Rams will win.
final score? Just
Oh
guessing,
fuck, I don't know.
obviously.
These are so stupid because it can
I
be
know,
literally
but
any
we have
game.
to do it. It's the big game.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'll say 24-10.
Whoa, okay. I have 27-21 Rams.
These are your actual things you've bet on with actual money. You're telling me
No, this
these
year
are
I'm
your
not touching it. The
FanDuels.
only thing I do every year is coin flip, heads or tails.
It's not your DraftKings bet or your Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be able to influence the score line with this podcast that we're on. No, I'm just guessing what that is, but no, I don't bet on that. Just because every year that I have, it ends up becoming extremely boring, so I've decided not to. But we have some Super Bowl squares. Big game squares coming up, so that'll be kind of fun. But I don't think I think I've only won one year, and it was like for $10, and I was like, "What? Okay,
Why'd I do that?
yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever."
Well, hopefully I'll be able to. I'll try to influence the game because I'll be there.
Oh, are you in a working capacity or?
Yeah, but I'll try to influence the second half.
uh,
So
are you going to be on the field?
no.
Oh, well, I hope you have a good time. You've been there a couple times, haven't you? To
The big game.
no, as in like that stadium.
SoFi? No, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been to SoFi yet.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm sure you'll take plenty of pictures or whatever. Well, have a good time.
What am I, an Asian parent?
Do you want to borrow my fanny pack?
Let me take some on mine and then let me borrow yours so I can take some on yours also.
And it's not a cell phone. If for some reason they're always carrying an iPad or some
Yeah.
large tablet and they're taking photos,
Maybe even a disposable camera.
Hey, that would actually make it kind of cool because it's so unique. No one's seen that. Or you're grabbing like one of those old Polaroids.
Yeah.
And you can take photos with that. All right, let's jump over to our movie of the week this week. It is Jackass. If you read the headline, it says Forever, but it's actually Jackass Forever. Stu, go ahead.
Hi, we're Dos and a Half Cinco's, and welcome to Jackass. Um, is there really a synopsis for this movie? It's really just a long episode of Jackass.
That's correct. Yes, an hour and 25 minutes that would normally be 30
A
minutes.
long, like much more
Oh,
revealing
and no
Jackass.
commercials. No
Yeah, no
commercials.
commercials.
That's the greatest part. So I guess we'll just instead of like we'll just bury the lead. Like, what would you give this one, Stu?
I should have gone back and watched the first three, but I think if my memory is correct, I think I would rank this movie like I'd probably rank it like one or two in order, and then probably this one, and then the third one. I
Okay.
think I don't remember too much of the other movies though,
Do you
unfortunately.
include Bad Grandpa?
No, I never saw that one.
Okay, so
Wasn't that more of
Jackass
like
the
a
movie,
wasn't that more of a movie? Like it had a
kind
story and
of, but there was
characters.
plenty of like hijinks
Oh,
and stuff like that. So it's Jackass the movie that was from 2002. Jackass,
mhm.
Jackass number two, 2006. There was one in 2008. Jackass presents Matt Hoffman's tribute to Evil Knievel. Jackass 3D. There's Jackass presents Bad Grandpa, and then obviously Jackass Forever. If you had to give it a rating, what would you be giving it?
I'd probably give this one a 7.
Okay.
Just mainly based on like the stunts and like the
Cameos.
the cameos, because I feel like more could have been done with the cameos. I feel like I don't know, maybe I have a feeling there's gonna be maybe like an unrated version that comes out later. There'll be a lot more.
And then you give them an 8,
Yeah,
9,
then I
10.
might have to
Okay.
reevaluate, but
Okay. I think for me, so if you were to put it in order, obviously you said this was going to break into the top 3 or top 2.
I was gonna say one with order is for me is I think is 1, 2, 4, or maybe 2, 1, 4. I don't really remember.
Okay. So yeah, I would definitely put this one behind 1. 2, oh, man, 2 is really good though. Cuz 2 has like vintage Margera, like,
Hmm.
and obviously he's missing in this one
Right.
for things that we won't even go into just because I don't know enough about it, but I know that there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that kind of caused it. But yeah, for me, I feel like this one's a 6, and it's it's like a hair like worse than 2, but 2 is like I like 2 a lot. For me, I agree with you. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of some of the stuff just because I felt like they just had people that showed up who wanted to kind of pay tribute to the Jackass moniker, but they definitely amped it up on some of the stuff. But I felt like these guys are also getting up there in age, right? They can't do the same stuff that they used to be able to do because I'm sure they've gone through quite a bit. So I feel like it's okay
Right.
for what they were doing, I guess.
But
Um,
even like the new people that they brought in, I don't I don't think
the
was.
new people, I don't even remember their names except for
Yeah.
how new is Poopy?
I don't know. I think he's pretty new. Poopies.
Um, Poopy out of the new ones. I liked Poopy the best
Yeah, I think Poopies was probably the best addition.
because the who were the two that did the
One was like Jasper, I think was his name,
yeah, Jasper, and then
and then the
who was
girl I
the
don't
one
remember her
who
name.
did the miming one with him, the girl?
Yeah, the girl I don't remember her name, but that's what she didn't really do too many. Um,
Is it because it wouldn't have been very PC if they had her doing all the stuff with all the
I mean, if you're asking me, that would mean true equality. Having her, rolling around in a porta potty full of poop or whatever. Like,
I mean, is there a spoiler zone for this? Can we just talk about this movie normally?
I think we can. I think we just, there's nothing really to spoil.
I don't. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, eventually at some point, I'm sure they've done like some version of this. I will
Because
say this: the reason why I put this one in the third behind the other two It's just because of the fact is I think I've seen enough genitals for 1 year.
Yeah,
Like
this one had
I
a
don't I think I'm with you. I should have went back and watched the other ones, but I don't remember seeing this many penises
yeah,
in the
this one
other
had a
two.
lot of more than the other movies, I think,
And do
than
you
yeah.
really, if Stu, if you're ever going to sit down to write a screenplay, can you write a screenplay for the Jackass guys? I just want to know in your like for you to be able to fill an hour and a half, how many times do you need a large amount of semen in one
Yeah.
movie? I'm just
I
saying. I just
I
how
think
often?
that might. I think this movie had a lot of maybe what they were going for was to. They said this is like 20 years after the first movie. This is like
Hmm.
basically 20 years. So like maybe they were doing a lot of callbacks to the original stuff they were doing, like
Mm,
or the originals kind of stunts or whatever. Because they did like the bull one where Johnny Knoxville gets hit by the bull, which they've done before. He got
yeah,
launched out of a cannon before. Um, and then they did they did the toilet one
yeah,
where he
of
gets
course.
but this time he gets launched off the toilet, so which was still pretty funny.
that
um,
that gag never ends.
yeah,
That never
you just keep doing it,
ever stops being funny.
right?
And also like getting hit in the head with a was it soccer ball or volleyball? I don't remember.
Yeah, volleyball.
Ugh. But yeah, no, I think I've seen enough pig semen in my life.
Yeah, that was I was gagging. I was retching.
Ugh.
I went to go see this by myself, and I'm sitting there just retching, like in that part of the movie where
Was there a lot of people in the theater when you went?
I went at a really early showing, but there was
Oh,
still
okay.
a pretty good number of people in there.
I felt like they could have done a little bit more with like the physical stuff or like the surprise. Like I I don't know. I feel like I might be in the minority, but I really like the cold brew scene,
Yeah, like the
the coffee thing, because
coffee thing. Yeah,
yeah, because like it's like very kind of unexpected. The first time they get you, I'm just like, oh, that's really good, and then they throw in that second portion. That's when I was like, okay, yep, you guys don't have so you guys can be funny without penises
yeah,
and
yeah.
poop or semen. I'm
Right.
surprised they didn't just mix them all together for once. Really thought that was the lead up to it towards the end. I was like, okay, we've had like three gags with semen in it, and
Yeah,
they're all really close together. What's
right.
next?
Yeah, I
I
think
feel like
my favorite stunts or whatever from the whatever they did, whatever you want to call them, from this installment, were pretty tame. Were probably the more tame ones. Where the first one I really liked, which was I think was like the second thing they did, which was the like the flip flop nuts, like getting hit in
oh,
the
the
nuts.
first the dum dum game.
Yeah, where they they have to answer the question. If they're not, they like as soon as it opens, like in Johnny Knoxville's explaining it, and
Accidentally hits
he
the
just hits the
button.
button. Like that's just classic Jackass, where they just do it when the person's not expecting it. Um, that one, and then also the one where they put him in like the dark room when they had night
Oh,
vision.
and they made him think that there was the snake inside.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
they're like, oh, there's a door here. Come on, let's
oh,
we can get out.
the thumbtacks in.
And it's just like a room full of like pans like hanging from the ceiling and
Yep.
yeah, mouse traps.
I
Um,
yeah, it's funny at the very beginning they said these are professional stunt people, and at the very end it says do not, try these things at home. But in my
mhm.
head I was like, dude, those guys were never these guys aren't
They're not
professionals.
professionals.
They're
Yeah,
just willing to go through it for our
yeah.
entertainment. That's pretty much all there is. It's not
Mhm.
like they didn't go to school for this. They just were like, all right, let's just. They started out by smacking each other in the head with like 2x4s, pretty much, right? And then running into walls and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
like,
just
dude, these
doing.
guys have put themselves through a lot of hurt. I was actually really surprised. What if there was one additional cameo you were going to say that you would have wanted in this that you were surprised it wasn't included? Who would it be?
Um, that wasn't in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was expecting them to be in it and they
Mm-hmm.
weren't. Um, shoot. Damn. Who like don't they do? Is he dead though?
Who? Who?
Rip Taylor or
Oh, what's his name? The
yeah,
Ric
Rip
Flair.
Taylor. Oh, he's dead though. So
Yeah, that would definitely be difficult for him to do that. I
shoot.
was thinking Brock Lesnar would be in here just because of
Uh,
the fact that they had that MMA tie-in with
uh,
Francis Ngannou.
yeah, that was pretty funny too. Oh
That was
yeah.
great. I don't know. I feel like remember that Simpsons episode? Oh, Ben would be so sad that we're referencing this.
Oh no.
The Simpsons episode where Homer is a film critic,
Um.
football in the nuts.
Oh right. Yeah.
Dude, that how is that never not funny?
Yeah.
Always going to be funny.
Yeah.
Like literally I could probably watch the cup test over and over and over again. Especially since they brought out some pretty big names, right? PK Subban, if you're a hockey fan, Francis Ngannou, obviously heavyweight champion of the world, undisputed. Yeah, no, that was great. So that's my favorite gag. What was yours? I think
Oh
you already
shoot.
said it, right?
Yeah, I think it's tough. Um, shoot. I think the damn,
It's okay. You can say
probably the
Bor
dark room.
Bukaki. Huh?
Okay, Borkaki. Probably the dark room thing because that
Okay.
as soon as they opened up, especially what's his name? Who is it? Aaron. I think it's always like Aaron or Dave England who gets like who's like starts freaking out and like as soon as he was so hopeful that he found the exit to that dark room and then runs immediately into like a cast iron pan hanging from the wall. Um, I that was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh man, makes me feel like we should probably go back and watch a couple of the other ones. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, that was really good.
need to go back and watch. But yeah, again, I was kind of disappointed at the cameos. Like Eric Andre was there, but he didn't do anything. He didn't. I mean, he didn't seem to do any stunts or anything
Tyler the
like that.
Creator.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator was there, but he didn't. Again, like he got zapped a couple times, but like okay, big deal, whatever.
I think it's just because they wanted to bring them on just because they're like they wanted to be a part of it, but obviously
I
they're
would have
not gonna.
I would have expected him to do something more involved because of Loiter Squad. Like that's kind of like almost like a version of Jackass in itself.
Yeah, but that's closer to like Punked, right? Where it's kind of like they mess with you, or I mean, it's not like really a lot of like physical gags where like you could really get hurt.
Yes, yeah.
But no, I'm with you on that. I thought he would probably extend it a little bit, but yeah. Oh yeah, and then of course, no Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, so
sad. But
all
you know
your
what's funny?
favorites are pretty much there. Yep.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that Chris Pontius never seems to change. Like he always seems the same in every movie.
Well, I mean, some of them he has more hair, some of them he has less hair, right?
On his body, I guess. But he like
Yeah, I mean that's I feel like it's the only way you can tell what year it is.
he doesn't
Everything
look
else
like
it
he's
looks the same.
aged that much.
I guess maybe he got hit in the head enough that maybe his body is like
He doesn't know how to
going
age
in
anymore.
reverse. Yeah, he just stays the same, and then one day it'll be over. Okay. Any other thoughts before we go ahead and wrap this one up? What I just realized we don't have a movie for next week.
There's nothing coming out, or we just didn't pick one.
I don't think we have one.
Let's see here.
Death on the Nile, Apex, Blacklight, another Liam Neeson. Oh, Marry Me. That's the Jennifer Lopez and
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, I just realized we don't know. I guess it'll be a surprise. We'll discuss, and you'll just have to join us next week when we reveal whatever that could possibly be.
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Like this one up a lot. Watch this one a lot because Ben's not here.
Ben's not here.
Yeah, exactly. So don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and Apple Podcasts. And we're also available on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dose1/2 Thank you guys so much for joining us on this one. I'm your host, David.
I'm there.
Don't forget to chip your Reiki Master. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.
Bye.